Welcome, it's Shanna. So glad you could join me today. Today on this, we're going to be making a card, and it's going to have a really neat fold on it. I got this fold from Stamping with Lorraine. It was an older video that she had, and I learned how to do this fold, and I thought it would be really fun. I think this is going to be a super cute card. So I hope you will enjoy it. So we're just going to get started. The paper that I have in mind for this card is these Santa hats and this Joy Love Cheer paper. And this is Spellbinders from last year that I had from my, I think it was Oh What Fun card kit, but I'll make sure I link everything up that I'm able to into the description box. So this card actually requires that you have a 5.5 by 11 piece of paper. So we're just going to cut that at 5.5 by 11, and we'll have that. And then we're going to bring in our Score Buddy, and I've got it right here, and we're going to score this. This is an angled fold is what this is. So we're going to take this, our cardstock, and we've got it at, like I said, 5.5 by 11, and we're actually just going to take and score it at 3 3/8 is where we're going to score it. So if you've got a Score Buddy, it's well labeled so you know what 3 3/8 is. And so because it's not long, I'm going to have to flip it over and then do 3 3/8 again. And so I'm just making my fold here on this. So I'm getting that, and then I'm just going to move it out of the way. And I'll tell you, I am crafting in a hurry because I've got my VBS shirt on. Hang on, my camera's doing something. Check and see. Oh, we're still good. It's like I took pictures or something. Anyway, I've got VBS. It's starting tonight. Will be the first night, and I'm the director of it. And so I'm just trying to have some fun real quick before I have to get busy. So I've got this scored down. Now, to make your fancy angled trifold card, you're going to bring in your cutter. And you're going to actually cut this, and this is kind of an interesting way to cut it. You're going to bring in this corner, and you're going to line your seam up right there with your cut line, with that cut line in your trimmer, and you're going to line this one up with actually the 1.5 line. So I'm getting this corner right here on the line that I cut, and I'm getting this on my 1.5 on this side. And then you just get it lined up very carefully and real well, and then score from the bottom up. And so that's going to make a nice angle. Then you're going to make another cut on this where you're going to put this corner on your cut line, and you're just going to go to your 1 inch mark on your, so I'm going right here to my 1 inch. I'm lining that up, and I'm getting my corner lined up right there on that. And then I'm going to come from the bottom up and cut that. So now I've got one of my fancy folds. So you can see that. So now I've got to do the other one, and I'm going to do it just opposite. So I'm going to run it through the back way, and I'm going to line up that center right there on my cut, and I'm going to go to my 1.5. So my 1.5 is right here, and I'm going to make sure I get the corner of that on the 1.5. Get it right on there, and make sure I've got my score line right there on my cut line, and cut that off. And then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to line this cut up, and we're going to go to the 1 inch. So I'm going to bring it back to here to the 1 inch. Hopefully I'm getting all this in frame for you. Probably should check just to make sure. Are you able to see that? Yes. Okay, hopefully if you didn't see the other, you can see this. So I'm getting this right at the 1 inch line, and I'm glad I checked because I had it on the wrong line. So just my 1 inch line, running my finger along there, and I've got my corner right there on my cut, and I'm going to bring it to the bottom again, hold it down, and cut that. And so now I've got a card that is folded like this. Isn't that really cool? So that's my card paste. So I'm going to lay this aside because I'm going to need to bring in my panels. So I need to keep my cutter here. And my panels are going to be, I'm going to flip this over and look at it just so I can remember. They're 5 1/4 by 3 1/4. So 5 1/4 by 3 1/4. So I'm going to open up my scoreboard. I'm going to go to 5 1/4, and then I'm going to, and I want to make sure, then I'm going to go to 3 1/4, and that's not right. So I'm going to go to 3 1/4 on this, and then I'm going to make sure I've got 5 1/4 on this, because my paper's directional, so I'm trying to make sure I have it directionally right. So now that gives me a 3 1/4 by 5 1/4 panel in the right direction. Now that piece of paper matters, and my other one will actually matter too. So just to do that, I'm going to go ahead and cut my 3 1/4 first. And I'm just cutting 3 1/4, and then I'm going to turn it and cut it 5 1/4, because this is directional paper as well, because it has words on it. So I've got 2 panels at 5 1/4 by 3 1/4. That's what I've got. So I'm going to cut them just like I cut the other ones. And I am going to, let's see, I'm going to line them up and trying to decide which side I want what on. I think I'm going to line this one up, and I'm going to go at 1 1/2, because I think I'm going to put this on this side of my paper. So I'm just going to line this point up there, and I'm going to line it up to the 1 1/2, just like I did before, and I'm trying to get it as close as I can. Bring my scoreboard, and I'm going to score up. I'm going to do that. Then I'm going to take this, and I'm going to line it up on my score line, and hopefully I'm in frame, and I'm going to bring it over to the 1 inch mark, which is right here. And I'm going to get it lined up, line them both up. Whoops, I moved it a little bit. Get it lined up, bring my cutter down, and I'm going to score it at. So then that should make it fit on this. See how that fits nicely on there? So we'll do that. We're going to do the same thing to the other panel, and we're going to go in the other direction. So I'm using the other side of my measurement. So I'm going to go to 1 1/2. So I need to make sure I have my 1 1/2. So I'm going to go down to here. I'm going to go to that line, and I'm lined up. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut upward and do that. And then I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to line it, that corner right there on that. And I need to go to my 1 inch mark, which is right there. So I've got that lined up. So I'm going to bring it down, hold it down, cut it. And I should have 2 panels that'll fill that in. So I think that's super, super cute. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my glue so I have a little bit of wiggle room. And I'm going to lay my panel down here. Now, I've got a little bit more of an edge on the top and bottom than I do on the sides. So I might trim that up a little bit. And you can do it however you want to, but I think I'm going to just take a smidge off just so, I'm going to do it like this so I can line it up. And I'm just going to take a smidgen off just so I'll have a little bit more of an edge on there. And you can do what you feel like you need to do. I'm just going to run it across there. And I'm going to go in the middle because I don't want to tear my corner off, which I think I might have messed my corner up a little bit. Yeah. And then I'm going to give myself a little bit more of an edge is what I'm going to do. And then let me compare this one, because sometimes one of them will be off and the other one won't. Yeah, this one I'd like to take a little bit off too. And this one I can turn paper side up. And just remember, don't go on your corner because you'll mess your corner up. So start in the middle and then work your way up. So I think this will be a nice, that'll give me a nice edge all the way around. So with the exception of my corner that I kind of jangled up a little bit here, but we're going to just move on just so I can show you what we're doing. So now I'm going to bring in my glue and I'm going to glue my panels down. And I'm using my glue just so I'll have some wiggle room. I'm trying to straighten that out as much as I can. I kind of messed it up a little bit, but we're going to go with it. I think it'll be all right. And just put a little glue on there, a little bit more than that, I guess. And then you'll have a little bit of wiggle room so that you can, when you go to lay it down, you can kind of line it up how you want it. I was just trying to give myself a nice little edge there that was fairly close to that. So there's that, and then we'll get this panel and we'll lay it down. I caught this video this morning that Lorraine did, and I thought, wow, that is so cute. I want to do it. And then I had been thinking about, I'm going to bring you some more pink Christmas cards. I got some super cute paper at Joann's yesterday. And if I just get some time, like I said, this week I am going to be incredibly busy with this VBS program. So I'm not going to have a lot of time. But I've got some really cute paper that I'm going to be bringing to you and showing you some really cute ideas. I think this one is super cute. So this is also going to need a belly band to keep it closed. You also probably will, you know, if you don't want the pink on there, you'll put a white panel in there. I'm going to forego that just for the essence of time on the video. But you're going to want a belly band, and you're going to want a 1 inch, and I think this was my scrap. I'm going to get a better one. I've got a 1 inch by 10 inch. So I've got a 1 inch by 10 inch strip that's going to be my belly band. And then I'm going to bring in my score buddy, and I'm going to score at 2 3/4. And I'm going to just score the one side is what I'm going to do. And then I'm going to measure it on my panel so that I can make sure I have enough room. And I think I bent that the wrong way. I'm going to bend it like that. Okay. And then I'll measure it on my panel so that I know that I have enough room. And then what I'll do is, I'm kind of getting off screen there, is I've got it up there and I'm just going to kind of bend it over there so that I know what size I need. And so that'll be good. And then I'm just going to kind of crimp it down a little bit. And then that'll be my belly band that I'm going to use for my card. So I'm going to build my belly band up with my design. And so the first thing I'm going to do is I think I'm going to take this Merry Christmas die, and I'm just going to stamp it right on this white cardstock. This is just Hammer Mail 100-pound cardstock that I'm using. And I'm going to use my picked raspberry because I think it's a good color that coordinates with this. And I'm just going to stamp it. This Merry Christmas actually comes from this die set, Wonderful Christmas. It's one that I have in there that I was going to use, and it's from the Wonderful Christmas stamp. So I will link that up in the description box as well so that you can see it. And I will get this stamped down. Hopefully it will stamp down nice with one stamping since I don't have my MISTI. And I'm just going to press and hopefully get a good stamping. It looks decent. I think we can work with it. Now, this Oh Wonderful Christmas has a die that goes with this. And so I'm just going to line this up. And I'm going to grab some of my pink tape. I've got it right over here. And I'm just going to try and get it lined up very nicely. And I will die cut it out with my die cutting machine so that I will have this. And I feel like I need to move it a little bit. Let me move it just a smidgen. My M didn't quite look like it was where it belonged. So I think that's a little bit better. We'll go there. I'm just using the pixie tape, taping it off. I'm just going to move over here real quick, run it through my die cutting machine. And I have learned to not do it on my desk because it just jiggles everything. So now I've got this Merry Christmas sentiment all die cut out and ready to go. I have got some ink on my hands. I probably should have cleaned them first, but I didn't. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is just build my Santa. I'm going to have a Santa on this, and I've already die cut out what I needed. I used the same pink paper as my cardstock. This cardstock actually came from Joann's. They were having like a, I don't know, 40 or 60% off sale, and I picked up some of that. So I thought it was really pretty. Now this Santa set is, it comes from the, I think it's called Oh What Fun. I think this was, yeah, the Oh What Fun card kit of the month. The stamp and die, or the die set is from that. So I've got all my pieces here ready to go, and I'm just going to start assembling them and getting them on here. And I got to find my jewel tool, which is, I think I've put away. Let's see. I feel like I'm talking 90 miles an hour because I've got so much to do today. I actually, in addition to having to be back at the church for the VBS, we've actually got an anniversary party for some family. It's a 50-year anniversary party that we're going to have to get to. So I am really keeping myself busy today. I'm probably a little, doing a little bit too much for the day, but you know, if you want to do stuff, some fun stuff, you kind of have to figure out how to fit it all in. So I'm just going to bring in the top of my hat. And I want to make sure I've got it. Does it go this way? Whoops. I'm getting glue all over it. Not what I intended to do. But I think it just goes like that. Right like that on there. So I've got my hat on there. And then my beard, I think I need to put it on my little guy's face. And I think I had him upside down. I think that's why he didn't fit right. I think I did that the last time. I think I actually put his beard on upside down. I'm pretty sure I did, now that I'm looking at it, but I'm not going to do it this time. So I'm just going to lay some glue here, and I'm going to get his beard on here. I think I need some on the sides a little bit too. And we'll get his beard laid down. Maybe I didn't need it on the sides. Clean it up. I want to get it kind of centered. There we go. Now, does that look right? Yes, I think that's right. And then the other thing I didn't do was I didn't bring in any black for the back for his eyes. I'm going to just need a little strip of black for the back of his eyes. So I've just got a piece of paper laying here on the side of my desk, and I'm just going to cut a fine little strip of black line that I can glue on the back for his eyes. So it might be too big. We'll see. And we'll just glue it down for his eyes. Yeah, it is a little bit too big. And now it's probably too small. Let's see. I think I can make that work. So we'll just kind of get it glued down, and we'll have his eyes. Now, if you watch my channel, you've probably seen I have used this die set before. It's so much fun. I mean, you just have to use it. It's very fun. And then I'm going to assemble my hat. So I'm just going to lay some glue on my hat. See how that looks. Oh, I need to move his little eye. His little eye moved while I was doing that, so I need to get his eye fixed. Oh, isn't that cute? So cute. And then we've got these tiny little eyebrows that we need to put on. And I'm pretty sure the last time I did this, I did put his face on upside down. I thought it looked funny to me, and I couldn't figure it out, and I think that's what I did. But well, you live and you learn. And it actually wasn't the first time I had assembled this guy, so I don't know. I guess I just overlooked it or whatever. Now, where did my other brow go? It's stuck on my finger. I've got glue on my fingers. That's the thing about when you get glue on your hands, you can tend to make a little bit of a mess. So I've got his eyebrows on there. And I like how those are positioned. Now, I've also got his little beard, and he's got a little nose that's going to pop up there. So I'm going to go ahead and lay the little nose down first. I'm trying to double check. I feel like his little nose is going to go on top of the beard. Let's go ahead and get the beard laid down. Like that. And then his little nose is going to be pink because it's cold, and it's going to match our cardstock. So if I get it flipped over, we'll get it laid down on there. Get some glue on there. Get his little nose on there. And isn't that cute? Oh my gosh. Now we just need to add his little mouth. I don't know if I should have maybe laid it down before I put his beard all the way down or not, but we'll see if we can get it slid underneath there. Oh yeah, that is so stinking cute. Okay, so now we're ready to move on. So now what we're going to do is we're going to use our tape. I'm just going to use a double-sided tape, and I think I'm going to fold it over like that. So I'm going to put a piece of double-sided tape on the inside of this and just tear it, and then I'm going to put a piece on the inside of this and just tear it. And this is just will ensure that we can get a good adhesion on that. And I'm sticking to it, so I'm trying to get my fingers unhooked. And then I'm just going to grab my 2-in-1 tool as I'm knocking my glue over and pull these off. And then I'm going to get this laid down. Now this, we measured it, so it should be the right width for my belly band. Now I'm just going to take it and I'm going to slide it right back on my card. And sometimes you have to fuss a little bit to get it on there, because you did get a nice tight, and then just slide it down. And then I'm going to adorn my belly band. And what I plan to do is to put my little Santa on there. Is that not just adorable or what? And then I'm going to lay my Christmas down. So I'm going to go ahead and put my Christmas down because I got to make sure I have enough room for it. and get it laid down on my band. And I think that looks really cute. And then somewhere on this desk, I've got some foam dimension. And so I'm just going to turn him over and I'm going to pop him up a little bit because I think that'll be fun. And I'm just going to put it in the area where the belly band is because you don't want to glue it down to that or anything because you won't be able to slide your card off or your band off to get to your card. So I'm just pulling off the release paper and I'm just going to get this laid down on there. And is this not the cutest card you've ever seen? Oh my gosh, I'm in love with it. I just think it's super sweet. Now this is the first time I made it like this, but because I had it in my head what I wanted to do. But leading up to this, I made a couple other cards, so I wanted to show you those designs. I did this one with the berries, and then I also did this one with the poinsettias. So aren't these gorgeous? I absolutely love them. I think they're going to be fun cards for Christmas. I hope you like them. If you do, give me a thumbs up, and I would ask that you consider subscribing to my channel. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye now.